Taylor, thank you for joining me today.
How you doing, buddy? Good to be here.
Exciting,
Thank you.
exciting times, man. We're here to talk about Mayor of Kingstown season 2, which premiered a few days ago. I'm a huge fan of the show. Me and my wife watched the first episode the other night, man. Is it just me, or does it feel like whatever Taylor touches, it turns into gold?
I don't think it's you, man. I'm in full agreement. I was watching the first episode with my wife the other night. We were laughing and high-fiving, go, can you believe the stuff that they're doing? I mean, like, because I'm not only on it, I'm like the biggest fan of the show. I love watching the show. I can't wait to see the rest of season 2.
Right. So, how does it feel to be part of this universe, first of all, that Taylor has created?
I mean, it's incredible. It's to be able to create at the level that he and in the environment that Taylor creates. It's an artist's dream.
Mm. So, season 1, we watch it ended with cliffhangers, action, blood, bodies everywhere, pretty much. Everybody's getting beat up. Like season 2 picks right up with all that. What are you hoping for when the viewers tune in for the second season? What are you hoping to get out of it?
Well, I hope they're as entertained as I was, because I'll tell you what, I watch a lot of TV, right? I know what's a stinker, I know what's a hit, and I can tell you that this season is, and this show in general, is a hit. I mean, that first episode was so tight, and it set up this season so masterfully. And of course, that's Taylor putting that together. And what I hope that they take is, I hope that they're entertained, and I hope they have as much fun watching the show as I had making the show.
Mm. And what's great about this show too, it's also like you're watching and you're like, and you don't know how these stories are going to go. It can go any way while you're watching this.
And that's what Kingstown, and we were talking about this earlier, and this isn't a spoiler anymore because this is episode 1, season 1, but that's what Taylor set up when he decided to kill the older brother Mitch McLusky in the first episode. Because here you have Kyle Chandler, and he gets killed. It's like you don't know what can happen next in Kingstown. Like, nobody's safe, right? And so you have no idea what's it going to go. You got these situations, and just like, the episodes go along, like my character, Kyle, he's dealing with situations one after the other as they come up.
Speaking of Kyle, we see you go through a lot in season 1 right into season 2. Like, how is it connecting with this character? How do you describe his journey from season 1 going into season 2?
Well, season 2 picks up about 3 or 4 weeks after the prison riot, and Kyle has deferred all of his trauma, unpacking any of the grief that he's supposed to start feeling, and he gets to work because that's what he knows, and he's doing his best to move ahead in his life with what he's got in front of him.
How do you connect with this character? Because he's a likable character, but in a way he's also kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not confused, but like, he's quiet in some ways, but he's very into law enforcement also.
Yeah, good question. I connect with this character on a lot of levels, and I think that's why I initially got this role. Is I sent a personalized video to Taylor with my audition, kind of explaining, like, I'm the youngest of 3 brothers. Like, I know what that dynamic is. There's certain things, certain traumatic events that Kyle has gone through that I've personally experienced. So there is that kind of personal connection I have with the character, but also what he sees. Taylor writes, just so vividly that it's easy to imagine, like what this guy's going through and the situations that he's going through. And really, you just do the back work and, the character work, the backstory. And then, when you got to shoot the scene where you're doing some crazy stuff, you just let it rip,
Right. So like during season 1, we see you love, like, as I mentioned, law enforcement, you love it and everything, but season 2 now you're part of the state, working for the state and everything. You can tell your character is a little frustrated in the first episode, especially with the big bust on the boat. Spoiler alert for episode 1. You see he's frustrated.
Yeah, he's frustrated because, well, here's the thing. He's coming off of the prison riots, as I said. 3 to 4 weeks later, he hasn't unpacked any of his trauma, and he's just going right into the next thing, trying to just defer, stay busy, because that's all he knows. Because the last thing he's going to do is go to therapy. I mean, he's Irish, you can't trust anybody. So, and also, I think what Kyle's dealing with is a lot of pain and shame for his lack of response during the prison riot. I mean, he essentially caved, during that. And I think that he's had some time to think about that. And so he really wants to redeem himself. And that's why he's going so hard. That's why he's coming in hot,
Right.
He's coming in real hot and to no avail, right?
What do you love about Kyle? What do you love about this character?
Getting the stuff that he goes through in season 2 was just an absolute pleasure, because there's so many different situations he goes through this season, so many different hats he wears, and he really starts exploring these darker corners of Kingstown. Whereas before, he's kind of, he's out there as a law enforcement officer. Now he's he's exploring it with a different hat.
Yeah. If Taylor gave you a piece of paper and a pen and told you to change something about him, is there anything you would change about Kyle?
No, I don't think so. No, not a thing. I mean, I like who am I to do that? I mean, it's so masterfully done. Like I couldn't even touch it. You know what I mean? And that's such a testament to Taylor and his whole crew, is that, you can really trust them. You can trust them with their performance. You can trust them with the storylines, and because at the end of the day, the final product that comes out is going to be good. I mean, proof's in the pudding, right?
That's right. So Jeremy Renner plays your brother Mike in the show. How do you describe that relationship now between Mike and Kyle?
The constant has been the brotherly love between the two characters. I just think in season 2 you're going to get more of it, and just season 2 in general, you get more. You get more of like the day-to-day with the characters. You feel a little bit more of the humanness. There's more humor this season, dark humor, I should put that. But it's the dynamic between the brothers is always, that brotherly love. I got your back no matter what. And now with our other brother not in the picture anymore, it's like we all we got. So you do what you do. You would do what you do for your brother no matter what.
We see fantastic cast. Is there somebody on this cast that you kind of wish you had more scenes with? Because it's like there's so many. It's an all-star cast, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I think everybody is so talented, and I'm happy to say that this season that there is a little mixing with characters, so you're going to see some new relationships form.
Amazing. Taylor, I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes today. This was great. Hopefully we get a season 3 out of this. Hopefully we see your character keep on going.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.